Hey, I hope you're doing well. Quick story from Costa Rica. I just got back from Costa Rica just a little more than 24 hours ago. Minus 11 degrees outside, by the way, here in Wisconsin, where it was 90 every day in Costa Rica. So I had an experience with a student that I want to pass on because I just feel like it's really important. Two big lessons to be learned from it. So after our last day of coaching, students are all getting ready to go back home, get on the shuttles to go back to the airport. And one of the students asked me to hit with him for a little bit, which I did. We went on a hit for like an hour. And it was really, really, really windy that day. And I was dealing with a lot of discomforts. The wind was really extreme. We're right by the ocean. It was probably 20, 30 mile an hour winds, 40 mile an hour gusts. And it was tough. This is like a 3-0 player, and I was trying, and I've been having a little bit of yips with my toss and my service motion anyway. We played some set play, and I was trying to manage my serve speed so that it was appropriate for the student, and also deal with the wind, deal with the sun, and deal with like my already kind of I've got some just jankiness going on recently with my service motion, and I really kind of lost my service motion for like a solid half an hour. I got done with that hitting session, and my elbow, like for where tennis or no, I'm sorry, golfer's elbow would be, not tennis elbow, was really bothering me. Like it was sore. I've never felt it there from my serve before, and it was from getting tight, putting the ball toss up, trying to kind of like micromanage everything and control everything, and then ending up basically having to just like hit the ball with my arm because of the combination of poor tossing and bad conditions and trying to manage my speed and like I was trying to give this student a good hitting experience and like control everything and put it like in his strike zone. And so the result was weak shots, which I wasn't trying to hit good shots or like fast shots, but weak shots with lots of tension, and end result was like a bunch of pain. Later that same day, I went out and I hit with Scott Brody, he was there assisting me, helping me, aka Angry Old Man from the channel, and we hit for a solid hour and a half, high intensity, played some tiebreakers towards the end, and I hit some really good serves, and I did it by doing two things. So earlier in the day, I got really uncomfortable, lost my serve, totally janky, like hit some double faults at a slow speed, hurt my body. And then 6 hours later, I was able to hit some really good feeling shots without any of the tightness, without any of the pain. I had zero pain after that hour and a half with Scott. How was I able to do that? So, by, in a nutshell, focusing on two things. Thing number one is relaxing my arm as much as humanly possible, like from the shoulder down, everything, shoulder, forearm, wrist, hand. Just I was forcing myself to make them be as passive as humanly possible. And then thing number two was providing all the energy and all the power with my body. Those two things. This is this is like the core that all of my coaching seems to be going back to, student after student, topic after topic. It seems so much like for me, the last year or two, couple years, has been just revolving around these two core issues. So, in doing so, I was really able to accomplish multiple things. I was able to find my serve again. If you've ever lost feeling for a shot, my recommendation for you is to focus on completely relaxing your extremities, like your dominant arm, all of it, the whole thing. And then focus two, provide whatever energy you need to hit the ball, which a lot of times is very little, from your body and none from your arm. And this is difficult to do, and it takes practice, and it takes a lot of repetition, being aware of what your body is doing, both your like core, both the big parts and the small parts, and your arm. Number two, if you ever feel like you're hurting yourself and you have pain, it's the same process. And number three, if you're ever looking to find like extra power, extra force, it's the same process. And so whether you lost your shot, whether you're feeling uncomfortable, whether you're experiencing physical pain, whether you need to like boost a shot, if you can do more with the big parts of your body, less with the small parts of your body, and not only just less, but make the small parts of your body as passive as humanly possible. Really, truly have them just follow along for the ride. Don't have them do anything active. And I promise you, everything will be easier, and you'll be able to overcome so many challenges, technically, confidence-wise, mentally, competitively. It's not going to make everything perfect, but so many of the core problems and pitfalls and like obstacles stem from the reverse happening. The body doing very little and the arm doing a lot. Pain, weak shots, poor performance, lack of confidence. So much of it comes down to those things. And so here's the thing. I could have gone out to hit with Scott, who's a better tennis player than me, and had fresh in my mind that crappy feeling of like tightness and jerkiness and like jankiness, and like I could have gone out onto the court with Scott being totally apprehensive and really nervous and really anxious about, oh no, like, oh, I lost my serve, like what else am I going to lose feeling for him, and made it worse and been even more tight because I was trying to even micromanage it even more. And tennis players do this all the time. And it's like a negative feedback loop. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. And the more nervous they get, the more tight they get. And the more tight they get, the more nervous they get. And it gets worse and worse and worse and worse. But thankfully, because of my experience, and because of and by experience, I mean like as a coach, and also by experimenting and practicing the things I teach, on myself, I was able to totally not take it seriously, give myself the right reminders, and have a really good training session just a couple hours after feeling really bad with like a core shot. So hopefully that's helpful. It's probably one of the bigger takeaways for me personally from Costa Rica. It was a fantastic trip. I'm sure I'll have other things in mind soon, other stories I'll pass along from successes with students and so on and so forth. But that was just kind of the one that's top of mind for me out of the gate. So hopefully that's helpful. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.